Hey guys, this is Steve Wacky Thoughts King. I just got a message from my brother telling me that Chester from Lincoln Park committed suicide. And my first thought was absolutely not. It can't be another one. And the fact that him and Chris Cornell were very good friends and had a lot of things, common backgrounds of their childhoods, and on and on and on. And of course, both had drug pasts and have relapsed and come back. And I am just absolutely shocked. And my first feeling is anger. It's not even sadness. It's to the point now where I just think that the media is at fault for a lot of this because I know that his album was critiqued very heavily and just to almost to a point of being completely anal with the way they critiqued the record. I don't know if you read any of it, but to me, Linkin Park was not one of my favorite bands in the world, but I absolutely loved them because they were different and original and they had something that no one else had. And they were young guys with not a lot of background experience in the music business, and they just took it by storm. And but forget about all that. I'm talking about a human being, 41 years old, and the fact that, again, nobody sees this stuff coming. To me, that's completely absurd because I do something weird or wrong, or I get into one of my depressive states, immediately I get phone calls and posts on Facebook. What's wrong, Steve? Are you all right? Do you need anything? Blah, 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 blah. Maybe it's because I reach out too much sometimes to the point of I even annoy people at times, but it's just because that's the way I have to guard my life today because life is so fragile and I mean to hang yourself and to be that in that much pain to do something like that. Either you're completely gone and on the drugs to the point of where you're blacking out and you don't really know what you're doing. It's almost like a translucent sort of afterlife feeling that you think you're already there. You want to go visit someone. I mean, in my days of heavy usage, I used to actually feel like I could cross over to the other side and see my granddad and grandmother. And I mean, let's face it, man. There's no proven facts of anyone coming back from death, except maybe in spiritual forms. And I do believe in that. But again, I mean, what has happened to this world where this year has just been mind blowing to me. I mean, and way too young. These guys were Chris Cornell, way too young, and now this guy. It's so. I mean, I believe that the media is kind of at fault in a lot of ways because we know now that every single little thing that stars do, once you've reached that so-called status of being a star, you're on the watch. You're on your critique for this, your critique for that. If you go into this part, musician, oh, he's going to become an actor now. Well, maybe he was an actor before. No one really knows. Whatever. It's just the assumptions that the media takes and goes with, and blows out of proportion. And this is what's happened. And it's like, what are we going to do? I mean, I don't know if there is any solutions. I'm just so blown away, and I'm just like it makes me not even want to go on YouTube, which I'm on right now, or YouTube is actually probably one of the best because it does everything. But I'm just Facebook and Twitter and all this stuff. I mean, it's just it can either some people absolutely thrive on it, and the other sad part. I know I'm jumping all over this place. Probably no one's even watching anyways, but you might get something out of this. But is that like I'm back at college, so I'm with a lot of young kids, and usually the average age is like 19 to 23, and it's this feeling of having to do and accomplish everything now. If you're into singing, you're going to become a dancer. If you're a dancer, you're going to become an actor, and then you're going to become a musician, and then you're going to become a screenplay writer, then you're going to become a director, then you're going to become a producer and blah, 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 blah. It's like, what about just growing up and being a kid and all the great things it is when you were a kid? Thank God I got to live that part of my life. I feel bad because I know he came from a time, 41. Yeah, well, he's not really a millennium, but I mean, it's like the pre-millenniums, I guess. But, still, again, someone that I completely did not expect. There's so many other musicians out there that I would go, well, yeah, I couldn't see that coming, but this guy, no. And I had met him a few times through friends of mine at certain meetings. can't really say on here, but what a sweet, humble, quiet guy. But you could see that there's pain. I think all artists have pain, and pain sometimes is our greatest weapon of achievement. It makes us achieve things that we could never do because we go to those deep, dark places that other people probably wouldn't touch. But I just had to post something. Again, I am just completely dumbfounded, and I hope the media doesn't just turn this whole thing into a drug, and we saw it coming, and this and that, and what a disgusting way to go. You know what? It's like, let's stop judging people so much. Let's stop critiquing people. Let's stop using the camera as a weapon instead of something that used to bring joy to people. Now it's the camera and the cell phone is like the little weapon. My God, enough is enough. This year, is there going to be anyone left? By next year, is going to be like, and what's really getting me is a lot of males. I haven't heard many female singers. The last one I heard was Amy Winehouse. That was a lot of years ago, and there's way more successful female singers out there. So I don't know. I think maybe also there's a stereotype sort of critique of the male singer in general, what they represent. I am lost for words, and I just wish the best to anyone that really knew him well and his family members, because they are really going to suffer. And please, media, whatever area of the media you're in, do not take this and make this another horrible drug-a-log tale, because I don't want to hear it, and I know most people don't, and we're sick of it. So let's hear some good things about this, because this is really sad, extremely sad. So I don't know, I just had to post that. Hope someone gets something out of it, and I hope you can relate, because I know a lot of people out there. I've discussed this with many of my friends in the business, and anyways, that's it. Love you all, and sorry, Chester, that you had to go this route. Bye-bye.